Here at the Booby Trap with Brandon from the band Crunk. Brandon, where are you from in Maine?
My wife and I live in Presque Isle, so it's like if this is Maine and Portland be right here, we're up here near Canada.
Where did you get the inspiration to add so many lights to your show?
The light show came from actually playing with different bands on tour. We played with this act in Michigan, and they're called Champions of Breakfast, and they had a really cool like PVC light show, and that's where it started. So we did like a PVC light show with like Christmas lights and stuff, and then we were just like, well, there's all the technology to use like DMX and controllers and stuff like that to control like regular like sort of, you know, DJ lights or whatever. So that's what we went for with that, just to, you know, make it look nicer and kind of easier to set up too, just because it's kind of set this up, and then just getting everything programmed. That's the harder part, but that's fun too.
And what is the latest EP that you guys have released?
We don't have any. Our latest release is an album, but it came out. August 2014, called Heartbeats in Hyperspace, and it's a lot of stuff we played tonight. It's a mixture of, you know, kind of the 8-bit Game Boy, Nintendo sounds, so chiptune, with drum and bass and electro pop and dance music and Broadway, and, you know, just try to have as much fun with it as we can, you know, and yeah, it's been fun touring around playing the songs for the shows, and so yeah.
It was a very fun show to watch. You guys are married, and you said you met on MySpace. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So Hannah wrote me out of the blue 9 years ago. We actually recently celebrated the 9-year anniversary of the day that we met. And she wrote me just this random email. Just, I guess she was drunk or something, and was sending out a few emails to different people. And I just happened to write her back, and the next day we just started talking more. And she was like, well, you want to get together and hang out? And we did. And since that day, we've hung out pretty much every day ever since. So it was one night, got an email. Next day, we spent every day together. So
that's pretty cute. You guys are pretty cute on stage. I was like, oh, this is adorable. Did you guys have a music background before you met, or did that kind of come from meeting each other?
I did. I mean, I did production, DJing, and things like that. And I played in bands too, but nothing like what we're doing. What we're doing came solely from us being together. Hannah isn't a musician in the traditional sense. Like, she doesn't play any instruments or anything like that, but she has a good perspective on music, and she has a good perspective on what she enjoys and what, you know, I don't know, like kind of what the pulse of the right group of people that we want to be involved with are into, and so basically she kind of listens to what I'm saying, is like, maybe change this sound, maybe take that sound out, like maybe change the melody to be like lighter, you know, like we kind of come up with a language that we can use, and it's actually really enjoyable to make music with not a musician, because it's essentially a fan of music saying, if I was listening to this is what I would want. And that's what I think not enough musicians think about when they write music, is what would you want to hear? And, you know, sure, our music isn't like super popular or you know, just like out there in a big way, but I think we really enjoy it, and the people who like our music really connect with it because it is made for people who want to listen to something, not made just because we had to put out another record, or because we make this genre, you know. It's made because it's like, it didn't exist before, let's make it exist now.
And do you guys do any music videos? Do you have any music videos on your YouTube site, Crunk?
Yeah, we have a music video for a song that we do called Moonbase Blues. That's on Heartbeats in Hyperspace, which is the new record, and we have another video from that called for Hyper Magic. And both of those made by a buddy of ours in Portland, Maine, named Jason Bosch, for Red Stallion Media. And he's a really good friend of ours. Actually, every time we go through on tour, we stay at their house and hang out with their dogs and stuff. And so him and his wife are good buddies of ours. But he's a very talented videographer, and he has great ideas for filming. And so, yeah, we have those two videos online. You can check them out on YouTube. And they're a lot of fun.
Who does the art for your albums and your merchandise? It's really cool. I really like your guys' style. Who does that?
Thank you. The concepts are all ours, but the actual drawings themselves are done by a really cool guy that we know from Presque Isle, Maine, named Ryan Scully, and it's been a good pleasure working with him. He's very talented, and we actually met him when he was in high school. He was coming to our shows and kind of was like, hey, I want to make a flyer for you guys. We said, okay. And then he made the flyer. I was like, where have you been my whole life? Like, your artwork's so good. And so we sat down and started collaborating on some ideas. Like, we would just, like Hannah and I would brainstorm and just kind of throw some things out there, and he would just sit there and doodle and be like, is this kind of what you want? And we'd be like, yeah, you pretty much nailed it. And then he would make the full color artwork, and yeah, it's been awesome working with him. He's got a site
for the future of the tours or any festivals that you guys are getting on.
We just played South by Southwest, which was awesome. We were on an official showcase there. It was actually our first year playing, so that was cool. When we get home from this, we're playing at PAX East, which is a big Comic-Con in Boston. We're opening for some cool bands. A band that actually did like a theme song for what's that cartoon on Moonbeam City? I don't know if you've seen it. It's on Comedy Central. It's kind of like an 80s Archer thing, but it's got Rob Lowe. So we're opening for those guys. So that'd be pretty cool. And then, yeah, just doing a few more tours after that. But kind of slowing down this year a little bit to work on some new material for a new record. Yeah, just a few other Comic-Cons. Nothing super big. Just, well, not to say that. PAX is huge, and South by Southwest is huge. But you know what I mean. Like, not like our year's not mapped out where it's like stacked with stuff. Other than a couple just tours that we booked ourselves of cool venues like the Boobie Trap, where we play around the country. So, other than that, yeah, just writing and doing that.
Well, it was great talking to you. Do you have anything else to add?
I appreciate you talking to us, coming out and checking out the show. And to any of you guys out there who want to check us out, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/crunkwitchmusic. We're on Bandcamp. We're on YouTube. Come say hi. We're real humans, We're just regular people. So, yeah, if you want to have a good time, come out to the shows, check out our stuff, check out her stuff, and maybe we'll see you guys out there. And again, thank you so much for doing this.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the great show.